Namo Buddhaya. Today I'm going to share a wonderful story with you. Once in ancient India, our Maha Bodhisattva, whom we called the Buddha to be, was born to a family of traders. He grew older and he became the leader for 500 caravan of traders. So they packed their food, water and rations to cross long deserts. So one day, while they were traveling to sell their goods to faraway cities, they came across to an edge of a desert. So in order to get to the city, they had to cross this desert. So this wise Maha Bodhisattva, this young trader, decided that it is very harsh and it is very dangerous to travel this desert in the daytime because the sun was too hot and the sand was too hot, like burning charcoal. So they decided to travel in night and to rest in the daytime. So they arranged their carts in a circle in the daytime and they rest under the carts, under the shades. And they started crossing the desert in the night. After a couple of days later, the desert guides said that they have reached their destination and they are one night away to the city. So the traders was very happy and they ate everything that they had and they drank their water because they had to reduce their weights in the carts. So while traveling at the night, the desert guides lost their path. And after traveling a long circle, they returned back to the middle of the desert. Now when the sun rose in the next day, they realized that they had lost their way and they have come to the middle of the desert. Now they are in the middle of the desert and they have no water and they have no food to eat. So everyone was parched, everyone was tired and everyone was suffering from thirst. So everyone gave up all of their hopes and they laid down on the hot sand, resigning their life to the fate. But this young trader, our Maha Bodhisattva, thought, if I give up my hopes, everyone would die. If I give up my courage, everyone will be in danger. So I must find a solution to cross this desert and I must find a way to find some water to these people. So while our Maha Bodhisattva was walking here and there thinking of a solution, he saw a bunch of grass has grown on the desert. Then the Maha Bodhisattva decided, if there is a bunch of grass, there must be a stream of water running beneath this bunch of grass. Then he called to everyone and said, dig under this bunch of grass and you will find water. Everyone was happy and they took their spades and mammoties and they started digging a hole in that place. After hours and hours of digging, they came to a surface of a stone. Everyone was tired. Everyone was crying because they could not break the stone. They could not find any sign of water. Then everyone laid down around the hole and they started crying and started yelling at the leader. But our Maha Bodhisattva didn't give up. He searched for a person who has the courage to do something about this disaster. Then he called a boy, and Mahabodhisattva said, "Son, if you give up, we all are in danger. Take this sledgehammer and start striking to the stone. There must be water beneath the surface of the stone." This boy was courageous enough to do that. He believed in the words of the tradesman, and he took the sledgehammer, went down to the hole, and he started striking hard to the stone. First strike, the stone didn't break. Second strike, it didn't break. Third strike, it did nothing. He summoned up every part of the strength, every single strength that was inside his body, and he strike hard to the stone surface. The stone surface broken. A huge gush of water cascaded from the stone, filling the hole within no time. Everyone was happy. Everyone drank water. Everyone fed their oxen, and they filled their vessels with water, and they started traveling. They started crossing the desert again. And finally, they reached to the city happily. Dear children, dear devotees, sometimes when we try for our success, when we do the things that make our lives successful, it seems a bit harder. Sometimes you may feel that you should give up. Remember, you will fail only if you quit, if you give up. If you did not give up, one day you will achieve the successfulness in your life. Therefore, sometimes success may be one step away from our life. All we need to do is go for that, do that, take some risk, and find your success in your life. Because doing these things, doing the things which makes our life better, doing the things which brings the happiness to our life is hard. So you have to remember that if you give up only, you will fail. Therefore, never give up. Always work for your success. Although it is hard, one day that success will make your life happy. So never give up being a good person, and never give up being successful in your life. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvon Saranai.
Namo Buddhaya. If you take a healthy seed and plant it in an infertile pot or infertile soil, what will happen to the seed? Slowly by slowly, it will start to die. It will never grow. The problem was not in the seed. The problem was in the environment. Same goes with our life. Although we are good people, although we have good qualities inside us, the environment or the people around us can affect the good qualities and can affect our inner values. And that is why in Buddha's teachings, the biggest amount of focus is given for the people who we associate. At one time, Venerable Ananda asked from the Buddha, says to the Buddha, I think half of this Buddhist practice depends on who we associate, or half of the Buddhist practice depends on good friends. Then the Buddha said, Ananda, do not say that. Ananda, the full Buddhist practice, the fullest Buddhist practice depends on, the whole Buddhist practice depends on having good friends and having better friends. In Buddhism, we call them Kalyana Mitta, the noble friends. So, who are noble friends? Noble friends are the friends who they direct you to do good things and to be a better person and to cultivate the inner values like love, compassion, patience, and practicing the Dharma. All these things. the people who help you to develop these things. So in the Buddha's teachings, having good friends around you is considered as a blessing to your life. The Buddha says this in Mahamangala Sutta. The Buddha says, Asevana cha balanang panditanang cha sevana etam mangala muttamang. That means, the Buddha said, do not associate with people with lower qualities. Associate with people with higher good qualities. Okay, having a good association with people who have higher values and higher qualities will help you to improve in your life. And that is why in the Buddha's teachings, a major focus is given to the people who we associate. Even in the monks community, when we are living with monks, monks live with the one aim to practice the inner qualities like love and compassion, sharing, meditations, and spiritual practice. When you're being around such a community, it is very easy for you to practice it. Now, when I began the practice of the monkshood, it was a challenge for us to practice these qualities like meditation. For an example, it was very difficult to meditate in the beginning. But we had group meditations. That means our senior monks meditated with us. Okay, we were sitting with the senior monks and we were meditating. And we see from the beginning of our monkhood, we saw that our senior monks are meditating for hours and hours. And that inspired us to meditate. So having and being with a community of people who are like-minded and being with people who can help you to improve is a blessing for all of our life. Now, when I say this, I know the question that comes to your mind. How can I have people around me that helps me to improve? Okay, because I live in a toxic environment. Maybe you're living in a toxic environment. Now, that is the problem that most of the other people have, right? And then you may ask, like, I am living in a toxic environment, so how can I find good friends? And how can I find people who are going to help me? Well, I know we don't get the exact environment that we expect all the time. There will be always toxic people around us. There will be always unfavorable environments around us. Okay? But from time to time, we get into contact with people with better qualities and better people and with higher values. And do not lose that association. Connect with them, be with them, get inspired with them, and then associate. Keep associating those people from time to time. The more you associate them, the more you develop the inner qualities. It's something like this. If you grow a plant in a little pot, right? For an example, if you take a bonsai plant, it grows in a little pot, right? So the environment is limited, the soil is limited, okay? So what happens to the tree? It doesn't grow much, okay? It starts to grow slowly. But because of the environment, because the roots are stuck in that little amount of soil. What will happen if just one root came out of that pot and got connected with the ground? What will happen? The tree starts to grow. Same like that. If you get one connection, just one connection with a better person or a better person who has good qualities and who can help you, you should not lose that connection, right? You have to be connected with that person and you have to grow, and that will help you to grow in your life. So then the environment that you live in will not matter to you because you have that valuable connection with that one person. Okay, and that is why we need to choose the people who we associate wisely, because who we are the people who we associate. And that is why they say that you are the average of 5 people who you associate. Just look around the people who are living with you, okay? Just look around the people who you share your life and see you're the average of those 5 people who are very close to you. So that is why we need to be very wise and very keen when we pick friends and when we pick people to associate. And if you got just one connection with a person who has better qualities and good qualities, that who can help you to improve, never lose that connection. Be connected with that person and improve yourself. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to another video. Do you know why we need to be so serious and we need to be wise when we choose friends? Now, the reason is the friends and the people who we choose to associate can shape our character. They can affect in many ways in our life. Okay, so that is why we need to be very serious and very wise when we let people into our life. Okay, because there's a saying that goes like this: you become who you choose to associate with. Okay, you become like the people around you're surrounding with. So that is why we need to find a true friend and good friends to associate. But the thing is, it is very hard to find a true friend. Okay? How can we find a true friend? What are the signs? Well, the Buddha taught there are 7 signs of a true friend. Buddha taught this in a sutta named Mitta Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, Book of 7. The Buddha says there are 7 signs of a true friend. The first sign is, the Buddha says, he gives what is hard to give. What do you mean by that? Giving what is hard to give is not about material gifts, okay? It is not about giving the gifts and the presents that you like, okay? A true friend will give you his time, his or her time, the valuable thing, the most valuable thing in our life. The time, the dedication, listening, helping hand, and care and kindness. These are the most valuable things, and these are the most hardest thing that people find to give to other people. Okay? So a true friend will never be shy or never think twice to dedicate his time and his effort and his dedication towards your success. Okay? So the Buddha says the first sign of a true friend is he gives what is hard to give. The second sign is, the Buddha says, he does what is hard to do. Now, what do you mean by that? It means a true friend will always step out of his comfort zone to help you. Okay? He will do what he finds hard to do for your own benefit. Okay? That is all about dedication. That is all about sacrifice. Okay? A true friend will always be there for you, no matter how hard he or she finds it. Okay? So a true friend will do what is hard to do. The third sign is, the Buddha says, he endures what is hard to endure. Okay? No matter how hard his life become, or no matter how hard her lives become, they will endure all the difficulties and tough times, and they will be there for you. Okay? They will stand with you, and they will face those tough times together. Okay? So these are all things about dedication of a true friend. Okay? Purely, they are pure in their heart, and they are always willing to help you. So this is all about dedication and sacrifice. So that is why the Buddha said, a true friend will endure what is hard to endure. The fourth sign is, I'd like to put fourth sign and the fifth sign together because it is all about the trust. The Buddha says, a true friend will protect your secrets. He will never reveal your secrets to anyone. And also, a true friend will reveal his secrets or her secrets to you. That means a true friend is trustworthy. You can trust him or her, and they will trust you also. So a true friend is a friend who is trustworthy. And the next sign is, the Buddha says, a true friend is a friend who stands with you when you face tough times in your life. Okay? When you hit misfortune, when the life strikes you with misfortune, and when you hit the rock bottom in your life, a true friend will never abandon you. He or she will be there with you always, facing the tough times together. okay, lending their helping hand, caring for you, and showing their kindness. Now, this is one of the best tests to find that your friend is a true friend or not, okay? Because there are so many people who claim them to be the friends, but when we hit the misfortune, when we have troubles in our life, they're gone, okay? So a true friend will be there for you, be there with you no matter what happens in your life, even in your good days and even in your bad days. They will be there with you. And the final sign is, the Buddha says, when you hit misfortune and when you have tough times in your life, a true friend will never look down on you, okay? They will never disgrace you. They will never disrespect you, okay? They will always protect your personality. Okay, they have the respect in their heart for you. And also they will be honest with you always. Okay, one of the best signs of a true friend is they will become honest. Okay, they will say what is wrong as wrong, and they will say what is right as right. Okay, even though the truth will hurt you. Okay, so they are not that people who are like cheering you up always, right? Trying to keep you happy all the time and saying what is bad as good and good as bad. Okay, so remember, a true friend will never look down on you and they will be honest with you. So these are the signs of a true friend, okay? Now, after learning all these signs, then you will come up with this thought that, well, it is very hard to find a true friend. It is very difficult to find a true friend. You can tell me like, oh, it is very easy for you to say that these are the signs of a true friend, but it is difficult to find. I know, right? People with these characteristics and people with these signs are very rare. That is what makes them exceptional. That is what makes them so much interesting. And that is what makes them a true friend. Okay? Right, let's say you cannot find such a friend around you, okay? Maybe you cannot find, okay? There are some instances like that. So what can you do? Well, there's one thing that you can do, and that is to build up these 7 qualities within yourself and become a true friend to people around you. Okay? Once you create those qualities within you, you create a potential for another true friend to be attracted to you, okay? Because that is the nature of this world, okay? The nature of this world is the birds of feather flock together. That means same things get together. People with same qualities, they get together, okay? So one thing that you can do is, if you did not find a true friend, be a true friend to people. Okay, so learn these signs and identify who is a true friend is and be with them. Namo Buddhaya.